From the roar of the crowd to the roar of the engines, this is Pit Pass, Pennsylvania's racing show. Pit Pass features all your favorite tracks, interviews, highlights, thrills and spills. And here are your hosts, Ron Fox and Jan Miller.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Pit Pass here on WHVL. Now, weather has not been cooperating, so this weekend we had to go from Plan A to Plan B to Plan C.
That's true. Now, here on Pit Pass, we try to bring you a variety of racing, whether it's from different regions of the state, different types of race cars, or a mixture of asphalt and dirt. But as they say, best laid plans.
Well, here's what's coming up on this week's show. Friday, we made a stop at Williams Grove Speedway. It's the 410s and 358s in action. The Sprinters made their second visit to Susquehanna Speedway Park on Sunday. And one track is adding some variety to their weekly program.
We will start the show off with highlights from the 410 Sprint Car feature from Friday night at Williams Grove Speedway. Now, one of the participants in that race was Brian Leppo, who has been absent from the sprint car scene this season.
Right, he was substituting for Brian Monteith. Now, I got to meet with Leppo before the race to discuss this opportunity for him to fill in for the Edge.
Oh, Brian had to go to a wedding out of the country, I think, for the weekend. So, being friends with Jerry and the guys on the car, Jerry called me Monday to see if I was interested. And I haven't been racing all year, so I thought it was a good opportunity to race with a group of friends and obviously a pretty fast race car too.
Now, I got to admit, we're pretty surprised considering you're so accomplished that you don't have a ride this year.
Cars are hard to find right now, and I mean, I've had some talking to people and had some offers to do a couple of things, and I'm obviously not done talking to those people to see about getting in a car here sooner and later. And we've sat out a couple months now, too long, but it's just the way things have gone. So hopefully get back in a car and run a little bit more this summer.
Okay, and what are your future plans?
Right now, just up in the air. We're going to run tonight, tomorrow, and we'll just go from there, see what happens.
So let's see how Brian Leppo fared in the 25-lap 410 Sprint Car feature from Friday night. Austin Hogue in the orange 52 and the 5 of Justin Barger would lead the field into turn 1. Hugging the bottom of the turn is Ryan Wilson in the black and blue 29. He clears Barger on the backstretch to move into second place. Closing the gap on Barger is Double D Danny Dietrich in the white 48. Running in the 5th spot is Mark Smith in the Mach 1 chassis machine. Greg Hodnett started in the 11th position. Here he battles Chad Layton in the number 7 Middlesworth ride and the 0 Rick Lafferty early on within the top 10. While Barger and Dietrich diced it up for third, Smith pulls a slide job out of turn 4 to take the position. Heading into turn 1, Dietrich follows Smith's lead in the outer groove. He powers off of 2 and shuffles Barger back to 5th place. Doug Esch in the red number 8H, who won here 2 weeks ago, started 14th, but struggled to make it into the top 10. We had 3 cautions on lap 7 and 1 more on lap 8, the most serious being the last one involving Logan Wagner, but he was okay. Hogue would get a good jump on Wilson and Dietrich, who was up to the 3rd spot by the lap 8 restart. Wilson runs the cushion through 1 and 2 as Hogue keeps it to the low side. Wilson just about pulls even with Hogue as they dive into turn 3, but the 52 holds on to the point position. They would run like that until lap 12 when Wilson is finally able to make his move as they started down the backstretch. The top 4 by that time had started to put some distance on their pursuers, with Smith still maintaining 4th. Before they had completed the lap, Dietrich moved past Hogue and into the runner-up spot. Barger, who started on the outside pole position, fell back through the field. Here he loses 7th to the 15 of Adam Wilt. Then has to contend with Brian Leppo in the red 21, who started 12th. Smith and Hogue battled side by side for the 4th spot. Running in 5th was the 14 of Lance DeWeese. With 7 laps to go, Wilson encounters cars at the tail end of the lead lap. Dietrich begins to close heading into turn 1. He keeps it tight through the turns, then exiting 2, He is in a drag race for the lead. By the time Dietrich dove into turn 3, he had cleared Wilson to take sole possession of first. Over the final 5 laps, Double D would extend his lead over Ryan Wilson to claim his 8th career victory at the Grove.
Congratulations on your win, Danny. Now, you did win, but you felt that Wilson had a better car?
Yeah, he was really good out front, and you know, we got the lap traffic. I knew it was going to be pretty much an even playing field, you know, so we got lap traffic. It definitely worked to my advantage and was able to roll the bottom when he didn't expect it, I guess.
So you usually run on the top, but I noticed when you pass traffic, you run low.
Yeah, yeah, that's usually where they're not at, and you know, our car's pretty good down there, so whenever we can make that stick down there to get by them, that's usually the place to be. But you got to remember to always get back up to where you need to be to the fastest lane possible.
Okay. Now, Wilson is a good friend of yours.
Yeah, we hang out sometimes. You know, we're good friends. We talk through the week, and you know, he had a pretty good car. I think he was better than we were, but we were better on the bottom. We got the traffic, and that's where where we got the win at.
And this is not your first win, it's your 8th actually.
Yeah, we've been pretty good. Hopefully we can get a few more here this year, and especially in a couple weeks when the Outlaws get here.
Okay, great, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
The remainder of the top 5 consisted of Mark Smith, Lance DeWeese, and Austin Hogue. Some notables: Brian Leppo finished 8th ahead of Chad Layton, Greg Hodnett, and Doug Esch. Donnie Kreitz Jr. came home in 13th.
We will have highlights of the 358s later on in the show. Now, with his victory, Danny Dietrich tied his father Dan, who also won 8 races at Williams Grove.
On a side note, 2 weeks ago, Danny ran the legendary number 29 Weichert Livestock colors during the Bob Weichert Memorial at Port Royal Speedway. Now, they are going to do the same thing at the Knoxville Nationals this year. And by the way, Danny was the Rookie of the Year at the Knoxville Nationals in 2013.
Double D was also at Susquehanna Speedway Park on Sunday for their 410 show. We will have highlights coming up next.
Pit Pass is brought to you by Milheim Small Engine, your local Husqvarna dealer, located just 1 mile west of Milheim. Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. Visit PoconoRaceway.com for tickets. Health South Nittany Valley Rehabilitation, the choice in stroke care.
What is it that makes a Husqvarna dealer a Husqvarna dealer? Well, just look close at the engineering in our outdoor power equipment. We're known for high performance and reliability in everything we make. So is it any wonder your Husqvarna dealer is also known for high performance and reliability in everything they do? With a nationwide network of Husqvarna dealers, there's one just around the corner.
Milheim Small Engine and Hardware is located just 1 mile west of Milheim.